have to admit, I was initially not looking forward to this story. Don't get me wrong, conceptually it looked fantastic, but I was terrified that they were going to ruin such a good concept by tying it in with the bigger Pantheon storyline. I really didn't like the Devil's Cord last year, and from everything I was seeing coming out during the build-up to Lux, was giving me Devil's Cord light. But was that the case? Were my pre-assumptions correct? Let's find out. Doctor Who has always been a series about transformation, of people, places and time itself. But in the episode Lux, that transformation becomes something more abstract, more surreal. It becomes cinematic. The Doctor and Belinda arrive in 1952 Miami, intended to be a quick pit stop on their way back to 2025. But as we all know, the Doctor can never just pop in and out of history, as his curiosity will always get the better of him. They stumble across a mysterious chained-up cinema, where we discover that 15 people have vanished without a trace. The stage is set for what begins like a classic mystery thriller, but quickly transforms into one of the most surreal episodes in Doctor Who's long history. Enter Mr. Ring-a-Ding, a flamboyant tuxedo-wearing cartoon character who serves as the avatar Lux Imperator, the God of Light. He doesn't just control cartoons, he is a cartoon. And soon so are the Doctor and Belinda. Yes, animated, literally, as they're sucked into film reels and forced to navigate their way through different layers of cinematic realities, from slapstick animation to noir, to something far more haunting. This episode doesn't just show the power of storytelling, it traps the characters inside it. One of the more poignant and uncomfortable realities they face is a racially charged confrontation with a 1950s police officer. Although ultimately a fake-out to showcase the Doctor's eye for detail and continuity, it's a stark reminder that fiction cannot mask reality, and behind every layer of nostalgia or aesthetic lies a truth we often want to ignore. Belinda, as a woman of colour, doesn't get to simply play along with history. Then we get to that scene. The Doctor and Belinda encounter a group of Doctor Who fans, literally watching their adventures unfold from their TV at home. It's a surreal fourth wall breaking moment that brings the audience's role into question. Are we viewers or participants? At first it plays like parody, a self-aware jab at the show's legacy, but then something deeper emerges. The fans aren't just background characters. They feel, they're moved, they care. One of them softly whispers, "He always does the right thing." Another says, "She's new but she's brave," referring to Belinda. In this moment, the episode isn't just telling a story, it's inviting us in. It's acknowledging the audience not as passive viewers, but as emotional participants in the Doctor's journey. I will admit, I shouldn't have liked this scene. The meta fourth wall breaking nature is everything that I've hated about this era thus far. Yet, something about it just worked for me. I know some people thought that this scene went on a little too long, but I'd have to disagree. I think it's the time we spend with these characters that makes their eventual sacrifice carry the weight that's needed. The thing is, it would be very easy to go in, have a few jokes and leave it there. But those moments of love and genuine connection are really what sell it to me. Even if they do have all of their DVDs in the wrong order. Seriously, you call these guys fans? In the heart of Doctor Who Lux, amid the animation, surrealism and meta-commentary, lies a quietly devastating performance from Linus Roach as Reginald Pye. Reggie isn't a villain, he's not a mastermind, he's a man broken by grief, trapped serving as the projectionist in the cinema. But even more so in his own past. What makes him dangerous isn't malice, it's memory. Reggie's tragedy begins when he encounters Lux manifesting as the cartoonish Mr. Dingaling. Lux doesn't offer him conquest or power, he offers him something far more seductive: reunion. For Reggie, it's a chance to see his dead wife again, to hear her laugh, to feel whole, and in exchange he plays the films, and one by one souls begin to vanish into the light. The brilliance of Reggie's character is that he's not evil, he's relatable, he embodies the way grief can quietly distort judgment. How longing for the past can blind us to the pain we're feeling in the present. As the episode builds towards the climax, Reggie is forced to confront what he's done, not only to the victims, but to himself. The promises Lux made were always hollow, a trick of the light. His wife isn't coming back, she never was, and he has to come to terms with that. His redemption comes not in action hero defiance, but in surrender. freeing the lost souls, and in doing so, frees himself. It's a quiet, haunting act of heroism. I think what I particularly like about Reggie Pie is that he reminds us that nostalgia can be a prison, that memory, however comforting, can also be weaponized, and that healing only begins when we let go of the fantasy and face the world as it is. Reggie is not just a man, he is all of us, caught between the comfort of memory and the pain of moving forward. The Doctor, animated, disorientated and defiant, finally comes face to face with Lux, the god of light. But this isn't all Lux represents. Lux is also a god of mourning, of obsession, a sentient consciousness made from raw cinematic nostalgia, clinging to the golden age of Hollywood like a grieving widow clutches a photograph, perfectly mirroring that of the story of Reginald Pye. At his core, Lux doesn't want to rule or destroy. He wants to remember, forever. Lux, through the avatar of Mr. Ring-a-Ding, has turned storytelling into stasis. His world is all genre, all glamour, a world without time, change, or death. But that also means no growth, no truth, or real life. It's the ultimate form of escapism, weaponized. During the episode's climax, the Doctor defeats Lux not through destruction or trapping him, but understanding, giving Lux the very thing he needs: release. Lux essentially wins in the end. He gets everything he wants, he can find peace in being, and is able to finally let go. The episode ends with the 15 taken being returned home safely. It's an everybody lived style ending, but does feel earned after the roller coaster the episode puts you through. So if you haven't guessed, I really like this story. I thought the episode was really well directed, I loved the setting. Season 2 seems to really be liking the 50s as an aesthetic, and I fuck with that. I thought Mr. Ring-a-Ding himself was incredible. Alan Cummings' performance was so good portraying this character. I thought the animation was beautiful, I adored all of his little mannerisms, and how they showed off his abilities through the medium. I also thought the story approached the topic of race really maturely. The Doctor's speech in the diner to Belinda was an incredibly bittersweet moment, and I think Gatwa in particular comes across really strong in this story. I also liked how the story had actual consequences. When they were trapped in the film, they really had to think their way out of it, and I liked how they didn't come away from it unscathed. I loved all of the Scooby-Doo references as they get wrapped up into the mystery, to then literally go on to be animated in the Hanna-Barbera style. The foreshadowing at the beginning with Sunshine Sally coming together at the end with Lux feeding on the sunlight, the tragedy of Reginald Pye mirroring that of Lux. There's just so much good I could talk about from this story. I even liked the Mrs. Flood cameo, and I couldn't care less about this bitch. So yeah, overall, Lux fucks. Even if the more meta stuff isn't for you, I think this will definitely go down as one of Gatwa's defining stories. A brilliantly creative outing exploring the medium of film and nostalgia through the lens of grief. I give Lux a 9 out of 10. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed my ramblings, then be sure to give this video a like, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you soon as we journey into the well. Goodbye.